Hello and welcome everybody. We have the NAEU patch notes for August 21st, 2025. We're going to get straight into it. So it is the big Edania update. So first off, we have the Edania main quest line at Valendir Castle in Ulukita. The Society of Equilibrium is still investigating Edania. You can start the main quest line after completing the pre-quest, which is the first steps towards the end times. Acceptance conditions level 60 and having completed the previous quest, so you need to have the Last Gladios title. The Society of Equilibrium is searching for adventurers. They pretty much talk about you being the only Edania. So for better enjoyment of the quest lines, try the auto skip lines in sync with audio tab feature at the bottom of the quest. The story will follow the voiceover without need for keyboard input. Then for the Edania adventure log, they've added a new adventure log featuring stories from outside Edania, which is in the adventure log. This log includes 7 unique stories, and midway through you'll get to choose which tale you'll want to follow next. Select a story in the adventure log and you'll be guided straight to its starting point. And to keep the story flowing smoothly, you can't pick up another story until you finish the one you're working on. Here we can see sort of the sequential progression from Hakinza Sanctuary, Aetherion, then it goes into Orbite, Nymphomare, Tenebreum, and then it goes into Sephiroth. Hahowever, the Tenebreum and Sephiroth will be coming on a later date. We have some details on the different regions. So we have the Hakinza Sanctuary, which is the main place for the Hashashin. Then we have the Aetherion, Orbita, and Nymphomare being listed. Edana's legacy across Edania. So it seems there's going to be some question mark quests again across Edania. So you can find Edana's legacy quests, and uncovering these relics can earn you special rewards. And complete certain trials to tied to the Edana's legacy. You'll be rewarded with primordial fragments and gold bars. One second. There we go. The Edania Abyssal Well has appeared in Edania. You can travel to Edania from other regions using the Magnus Abyssal Veins. You must meet the following requirements to do that and unlock the knowledge entry. So you must own the knowledge Edania Hakinza Sanctuary. This can be obtained by acquiring the Hakinza Sanctuary geographic knowledge, aka going there once, and then afterwards you can speak with the Abyssal Veins and the Magnus to gain this knowledge. So you generally have to enter the region and also have been in the area, and then it should unlock. The Edania Boss Subjugation, you enter through the Throne NPC in each castle. To take on the boss subjugation, you must meet the following conditions. You must accept the weekly boss subjugation quest at each castle, and you'll need to meet the required stats. In the case of Jordine, it's 350 AP and 427 DP. In the case of Rosalka, 375 and 440. And in the case of Enslar in Orbita Castle, it's 385 and 445. Or at least I believe this is still Enslar, even though she's supposed to be a redhead. Only adventurers equipped with at least red gear, weapons, defense gear, and accessories, excluding artifacts and alchemy stones, can enter, so there is no cheesing by choosing yellow accessories. However, you can play around with the alchemy stones to gain some extra DP. Tamers also cannot ride Hoiklung during the boss subjugations. That can be a bit rough. Then we have the Edania Boss Weekly Quests. So they added a new set of weekly quests. Each week you can select, you can challenge the current Edana at only one castle. You may accept and complete one weekly quest from the list below. And once you've done that, you'll enter a private challenge instance via the dedicated window, and then you effectively do the fight. Edana's Rising tokens obtained as a weekly quest reward can only be used during the Edana challenge application period, and each token is only valid 3 hours after receiving it. So here we can see the rewards. You get the Piece of Edania, Primordial Fragments, Khafra's Essence, Perfumes, and gold bars for Jordine, and a chance for the Gem of Primordial, which we'll get to later again. For Nymphomare, it gets a bit better, just doubling on the Pieces of Edania, aka your Edania tabs. Crystallized Energy of the End Times is being added. Then we have the Khafra's Essence, some more perfumes and gold bars, chances for Silent Crystal of Origin and Distorted. And the same is pretty much for the Orbita, however with another piece of Edania and just generally more rewards. There is a note, you can sell the primordial fragments at one of the main rewards from the Edania Azure chest at the NPC shops for 30 million silver. The Throne of Edania is a new PvP mode. Battle it out in intense free-for-all duels inside each boss's castle. So here we have effectively the requirements. You need to defeat the boss and you'll earn the right to become an Edana. The application period is between Thursday and Sunday, 7 p.m. UTC. The deadline is at that time as well, so you effectively use your token, which can be obtained, and then afterwards, depending on which one you obtained and applied to, you will participate in a battle. The weekly subjugation quest resets every Thursday, and you can only accept and complete one weekly quest. If you've already applied in the given week, you cannot apply for others that week. The Adana's Rising token is bound to the family. However, you can use it on a different character. And after applying with the token, you may update your character's displayed APDP in the Throne of Edana UI until the 10 challengers are selected at 7 p.m. on Sunday. For example, if you applied with 355 and 430, and you do manage to get increased to 360 and 435, you can update this. Up to 7 adventurers will then be chosen from the Adana's Rising token and are selected on the highest combined APDP. If this is tied, priority goes to the character with the highest level in XP. This is a trend throughout the entire update. And then also 3 additional adventurers are selected at random from those who use the token. So the selection will happen. If selected, a special UI will appear next to the minimap, which is this symbol. The entry conditions are pretty much the same as the boss fight. Only adventurers equipped with at least red gear and excluding artifacts and alchemy stones can enter. The fight, or the Game of Edana's candidate 10 challenger battle, is from 8:10 to 8:20. The entry opens up 5 minutes before the match begins. Pretty much starting before the match, speak with the throne NPC at the relevant Edania castle to enter. Only characters that use the token can enter, and you must meet the requirements. The battle is a single round free-for-all among up to 10 challengers, lasting up to 10 minutes or until one challenger remains. If more than one challenger remains, it will then go by the remaining HP. If this is also a tie, priority goes to the challenger with the higher APDP, then it goes to level and then XP. During the match, a shrinking veil will also gradually reduce the area and deal damage if you're outside. And the emergency escape cooldown resets when the 10-player battle begins. Game of Edana's selection then goes at 8:30. It continues on with the final challenger. You chat with the throne NPC, and you enter via the third selection. And only the character that used the token again can enter. And this is then a best of 3 match with the current Edana. Both participants spawn at fixed locations. Emergency cooldown resets 30 seconds before each round starts. If there's no clear winner at the end of the round, the winner is determined again by remaining HP, with the typical ties going for higher APDP, level, and XP in the same format. If there is no final challenger, the current Edana will automatically retain their throne. If there is no current Edana seated atop the throne, the final challenger standing becomes Edana. This will be pretty much this week only, most likely. There are some extra notes and rules. Matches will use the equipment currently equipped by the adventurer. You cannot change the gear after entering. All matches are set during daytime hours, same as the Guild League. There are no death penalties, and during the 10 challenger battle, all participants will be displayed as challenger and chat is disabled. During the final challenger, all family names will be visible. If you're wearing camouflage outfit, you'll appear as unknown adventurer. Upon entering the match location, all character skill cooldowns will be reset as well as BSR and emergency escape cooldowns. After entering the match location before the match begins, you cannot leave or change your assigned position. Pure Blackstones also will not be able to be taken into the match, and if you have the buffs active, they will be removed. Consumable items. Can be used in the battle arena, but items such as Pure Blackstones, Devil Elixirs, Mermaid's Tear are not allowed, and any buffs from these items will be removed when you enter. Equipment and crystal preset changes are also not allowed during the matches, and tamers cannot ride Hoylong. If you disconnect during the match, you will automatically be marked as defeated. If you reconnect before the round starts, you may still participate. And if everyone left in the match falls at the same time, the winner is decided by who has the highest displayed APDP, and if that is a tie, it then goes by higher level, and if that is still tied, by the XP. And finally, during the 10 Challenger battle, your guild members will appear in white on the minimap. Hovering over will show Challenger instead of family name. So here we just have the same thing again that we just went through effectively with the visuals. So you get a top UI, you'll be set in a white area with a timer, and then the battle starts. In the second one, again, white circle in a sort of arena, best of 3. The Edana rewards and privileges, so you will have no karma loss, so the Edana does not lose karma when initiating forced PvP against other adventurers within their domain. However, adventurers attacked by Edana can counterattack. Edana cannot use forced PvP on their guild, platoon, or party members. There's an increased monster zone drop rate, so this can be activated for 100% item drop rate for up to 1 hour, up to 10 times a week. The Edana's buff UI will appear at the top of the screen when active. This buff applies across all servers and stacks with the Archer server and Conquest Lord buffs, allowing a maximum drop rate of 500. And the number of times you can use the Edana's Blessing resets whenever a new Edana is crowned or the current Edana's term is renewed. Edana's Blessing, instant revival without death penalty. Edanas can instantly resurrect without any death penalty when dying within their domain. No death penalty applies within the domain, even if the Edana's karma is below 0. Accumulated tax rewards to enter the Marnie's Realm in Edania's Remain. An entry scroll is required and can be purchased with silver. You can purchase a Marnie's Realm entry scroll for each castle from failed Edana, which is located near the corresponding castle. A portion of the price for each entry scroll is collected as a tax, and only Edana can view the total amount of tax accumulated. Accumulated taxes are automatically sent to the previous Edana's Black Spirit safe when the Edana is replaced. Even if you get a new term or a new week of Edana, you will then just get your taxes distributed. Taxes are calculated based on a set base amount plus a portion of the price for each Marnie Realm's entry scroll. The total tax collected may differ depending on the Edania castle. So Etherian castle, the base amount is 3 billion, with Marnie Realm entry scrolls being at 50 million with a tax rate of 0.4. Then Nymphomare is 5 billion with 70 million and a tax rate of 0.3. And then finally, we have Orbita with 8 billion silver and the Marnie's Realm entry costing 80 with a tax rate of 0.25. No taxes will be accumulated in regions without the Edana, and taxes are not collected for Marnie's Realm entry scrolls purchased by the Edana herself. Edana's Crown. Edana receives a crown matching the occupied castle delivered in the Hakinsa Sanctuary storage. The crown is a temporary 7-day item. While wearing the crown, Edana can use world chat without consuming energy or needing a megaphone, and in world server general chat, Edana's messages will be displayed with a special icon and unique colors. So here we can see some of the examples for the crowns. Edanas can freely change servers within their domain as well without any server change cooldown. Edanas can also instantly move to their castle. Do note this function cannot be used while trade items are in your inventory. And then finally, you can view the family name of the Edana currently occupying the castle on the world map. Monster zones and effectively the areas. So they added a new area, the Etherian's Castle, where dark touched root spirits lurk. When you attack the root spirit object placed throughout the monster zone, the spirits will appear. In the past, effectively, well, they awaken. They are addicted to the black crystals. They drop 1 crystal of Dusky Ruin, the Shard, Primordial Fragment, and Debo's. The trash loot is 105,640 silver at 0.3 LT with 4 titles being available. That is a wrong association. Then the second zone is the Nymphomare Castle with the absolute cutest Nagas. I'm sorry, these are definitely beating out the Papus and Otters from now on for me. Effectively, as you defeat Coral Nagas, Rizalka's eyes will appear to observe adventurers, increasing the surrounding contamination level. Not sure what that means currently. Then we have the recommended AP being... Oh, sorry. Actually, the recommended AP DP for the Etherian Castle is 350 with 1,565 total stat. And the recommended DP being 427, 615. For Nymphomare... Yeah, Nymphomare Castle, it's 370 AP with 1,660 total stat, and the recommended DP being 440 and 720. These are based on equipping a sovereign subweapon. This place drops Bone Crystal of Dusky Ruin, the Shard version, Silent Fragment of Origin, Distorted Fragment of Origin, Sound Crystal of Origin, and Distorted Crystal of Origin, and also Crystallized Energy of the End Times, which we'll see again later. The trash loot is at 116,200 silver with 0.3 LT again and 4 titles. And then finally, as a zone, we have Ensilar's Domain, Orbita Castle, where when you attack the Orbita Grave of Light, Grave Wardens of Dawn will appear, and use the surrounding Graves of Faith to aid you in battle. So effectively, this is a 380 AP with 1,770 total stat, recommended DP of 450 and 7,060 DP. Here we have the Jin Crystal of Dusky Ruin and its counterpart, the Silent Fragment of Origins, Distorted Fragment of Origins again, Silent Crystal of Origin, Distorted Crystal of Origin, Crystallized Energy of End Times, and Debo's again. The trash loot here is 140,600 silver, again at 0.3 LT and 4 titles. Then we get into the Edana's Defense Gear, which effectively is the upgrade from the Tet Fallen God or Pen Fallen God if you have it. First off, we have the crafting quest can be completed once per family after completing the following quest. So once you're from level 60, you can complete Theraround Return. And once you complete the Defense Gear, a piece of secret quest, you can proceed with crafting. This weekly quest resets every Thursday at midnight, and you can only accept one type per week. So first off, you need to get the quest. The questing NPC is the Edana's Fragment. Requirement is complete the Edana's Defense Gear, a piece of secret quest line, own at least one piece of Edana, and own a Wailing Slumbering Origin Defense Gear. The Wailing Slumbering Origin Defense Gear must be unequipped to accept the quest. And then there's the crafting with Wailing Slumbering Origin Defense Gear as well, which effectively you craft a Nov Edana if you happen to have a Obliterating Slumbering Armor. This will just give you straight up a Nov Edana. Crafting materials, shown again, Wailing in all types, and a piece of Edana. Afterwards, you can effectively craft this. You can also exchange it if you happen to have an Obliterating Fallen God piece, or, Slumbering Origin Defense Gear. You straight exchange it for a Nov Edana. The stats are shown here, effectively starting at 102 DP, going up to 115. Evasion going from 40 plus 72 to 47 plus 78. Damage reduction going 62 plus 45 to 68 plus 50. The monster damage reduction is going from 10 to 20. And then max HP from 300 to 750. This is on the helmet. The armor itself going from 111 to 124 DP. Monster damage reduction 13 to 23, so also an increase of 10. Max HP going from 400 to 850. The gloves combine the evasion and DR now, so we have 84 DP going up to 97. Evasion going from 42 to 49. Same thing, almost same thing for damage reduction, 42 to 48. Monster damage reduction going up by 10 again, from 10 to 20. Max HP 200 to 650. And this should be matching up. Oh no, the boots are a bit higher. They start at 101 and go to 114. The evasion going up to 63 plus 109 from 56 103. Damage reduction 45 plus 54 goes up to 51 plus 59. Monster damage reduction again up to 20 at the highest level. Max HP 200 going up to 650 in the final upgrades. The enhancement is done again through the piece of Edana, 3 sharp black crystal shards, and 20 Kharazad stones for each of the Edana's black stones. The enhancement chances are shown here for Pry, pretty much in a 120 stack. You're looking at 68.9%, no Cronstones, Aggressessence of 2. Effectively, the Cronstone costs stay below 1,000 until you reach Pen. Effectively, Pen to Hex on a 270 stack, you're looking at 6.66%. With 1,320 Cronstones then and an Aggressessence of 22. So it does rise up at that point. And then finally, you have Octanov 2,250 or Nov to Deck at 2,000. Sorry, Octanov at 2,760 and Deck at 3,280 crons. Excuse me, I misread that. The Edana defense gear features a dark and intense design, radiating ancient energy, so you get like a breath effect and black smoke. This gets replaced in the final Octadeck zone with just the red glow, and I don't think... Oh no, the breath effect also remains. When you craft all 4 pieces of Edana gear, you can also accept a quest to gain an outfit set with this appearance and a yellow permanent title called Godslayer of Legend. So once you own all 4 pieces, you can get that. There is also now the Slumbering Origin Enhancement Protection, Crystal of Origin. So they've added a new item, Crystal of Origin, that prevents enhancement level drops when enhancement fails for Slumbering Origin defense gear. The following items can be traded on the market: Distorted, Silent Crystals of Origin, and their fragments. The Desperate Crystal of Origin cannot be traded, but can be sold at NPCs for 10 million silver each. This is for the Slumbering Origin defense gear. We did see them being dropped at Nymphomar Castle and Orbita. So the Distorted Crystal of Origin, if you have the 50 fragments and 100 magical shards, you can get 1 full crystal. Same goes for the Silent. And effectively, the following items can be exchanged. Desperate Crystal of Origin via managed currency. You can get a few of these through the Seals of Undying, Tekima Token of Oath, and Dark Spirit's Greed. This is a family exchange. They effectively act as guaranteed, as hammers on the Try to Duo, Duo to Try, and Try to Tet. The prices for the full crystal are min price 5 bill to 6 bill on the Duo to Try, and the Try to Tet 6.5 to 7.5 bill. This is 600 mil less than if you vendor cron it, so it can be worthwhile going for these and investing the crons elsewhere. Then we have the fragments being at a lower price, obviously, with 100 million and 120 million, and 130 and 150 mil. With the 50 required to make it, though, this pretty much matches the max price. Then we have the Sovereign Sub-Weapon being added. You have 3 methods of crafting it: 2 Black Stars with a Gem of Twilight, a Pen Black Star C20 Kutum, C20 Nuver at Pen, or a Pen Black Star, Gem of Twilight, and Gem of Primordial. First off, the Gem of Twilight is 100 magical shards and 20,000 Kafras. It is also a use for the Sovereign main weapon, Awakening, and Sub-Weapon. Then the Gem of Primordial takes 1,000 Primordial Fragments, and effectively you need to heat them. So if you have only a single Black Star sub-weapon, this might be a viable way of getting it. You do still need to pay the 20,000 Kafras effectively. The crafting is done again at Mount Ashi at the Bongwang statue as usual. The Sovereign sub-weapon can be enhanced using the Primordial Blackstones, and the Primordial Hammers can now also be used on them. The stats are as follows. At base, you're looking at 47 to 49 AP, accuracy of 25, DP 25, evasion 14 plus 42, damage reduction 11 plus 3, extra AP against monsters of 67, and max HP of 60. This goes all the way at deck to 57 to 59, 78 accuracy, 29 DP, 14 evasion with plus 52, 15 damage reduction with plus 13, 77 extra AP against monsters, and 360 max HP. The DP pretty much stays at 25 until you hit Sept, then it will go up by 1 to 26, 27, 28, 29 in the final step. Sovereign sub-weapon enhancement chance is pretty much the same as existing sovereigns. Effectively, you can get the base chance drops pretty fast towards Pen. You can easily get up to Pen, but then after that it definitely drops off. The number of crons are, again, the same as main and awakening weapons. Then we have other items, which are new items as well. So they added Kabua's artifacts and Tekina heralding artifacts for the all damage reduction and evasion. So if you get Herald's Crystals 100, you can then reform any of the 3 artifacts, Kabua, Dekia, or both Dekia artifacts. In the case of the Kabua, you will gain an extra plus 3 AP against monsters and plus 5 monster damage reduction and an extra 250 HP. In the case of the all damage reduction and all evasion, you will gain another all AP plus 6 and max HP plus 250. This is per artifact. Then we have Lightstones. They've added a new Lightstone, which is the Lightstone of Fire Twisted, which grants extra HP against Edania monsters. They've also added a new Lightstone combination recipe featuring this, which is 3 Lightstone of Fire Twisted with an Iridescent for an extra AP against Edania monsters of plus 15. Then they've also added Amplified Lightstones, which use the crystallized energy of the end times, 30 of them with magical shards and magical Lightstone crystals, and the Lightstone that you were trying to upgrade. We have the full list of making them stronger. Effectively, these stats use the same Lightstone combination effect, but they add the extra stats on top and just increase these. In the case of the all AP, you get +2, accuracy +4 to +8, extra monster damage going from +3 to 5. To humans, going from +4 to 6. The same goes, demi-humans going up by 2, from 5 to 7. Same for Kamisylvia. The all special attack damage is going up by 0.5%. Same thing for all the specific damage types, so plus 1% goes to 1.5. Attack casting speed, movement speed, critical hit as well, going up by 1. Critical hit rate going up by 1% in total. Extra AP against Edania monsters going from +5 to 7. All damage reduction going from +3 to +5. Evasion +6 to +10. Monster damage reduction going up by 2 from 5 to 7. The per monster damage reduction rate from +1 to 1.5%. All resistance going up from 1% to 2. The different resistances going from +2 to +4. Max HP going from 50 to 100. Max mana from 50 to 100. Stamina +25 to 50. Combat XP from 25 to 50. Skill XP from 5 to 25. Weight limit +20 going up to +30. And then finally the luck going from +1 to +2. Do note the combination will not be affected, just the extra stats that get added on top of the set effect being added. They have also added exchange recipes with a Dalashane for these amplifying stones to get some magical Lightstone crystals back, but to be honest, I don't see this as being worthwhile. Then we have a new crystal group called Edania. Accordingly, 4 new Edania group crystals will be available. You can craft these using simple alchemy with materials obtained by defeating monsters in the Edania zone. So you have the 1 crystal of ruin, 100 and magical shard, making the 1 crystal of dusky ruin. This is an extra AP against Edania monsters with monster damage reduction. You can transfuse a maximum of 1 crystal of this group at a time, and we can currently upgrade it up to Jinn. The Han Crystal of Dusky Ruin will not be available. It is in the future update of Tenebrealm and Sephiroth Castle. They also cannot be registered on the central market, so you will need to grind these yourself. They've also added 5 new types of Han Dawn Crystals, which is your Kharazad crystals, increasing the all AP to all AP +7, the self-obtainable Black Spirit Rage to +25, Han Dawn Crystal Accuracy going -5 AP, all accuracy 60, and max stamina +50. The damage reduction going -25 AP with display damage reduction of +25, all damage reduction of 4, max HP 300, and evasion going -25 AP, +25 display DP evasion, all evasion +48, and max HP 300. You can craft these Han crystals by heating the existing Jin Dong crystal, Jin Dong crystal with 100 crystal energy of the end times, 300 magical shards, and 500 magical Lightstone crystals, and then slotting them back in. Here we can see the comparison going from +4 to +7. Here the displayed negative AP going away from the Black Spirit Rage. Then we have the accuracy crystal lowering the displayed AP from -7 to -5, otherwise stats remain the same. In the case of the damage reduction, the max HP only goes up, and same goes for the evasion. It is just a max HP increase. The crystal can be reverted again, so by heating the Han Dawn crystal, you can obtain the Essence of Dawn and crystallized energy of the end times back out, and then remake your Jin crystal. They've also increased the evasion stat for the Jin Bon Wan Dawn crystal for evasion. So at the case of Jin, it was +23, it is now 48 in the highest grade. They've also added a new crystal, the Crystal of Breathing Verdure, which provides a buff for the Lifeskill content. The result is coral is obtained by mining coral stoneback crabs in Edania after defeating them. You get 100 with 100 sharp black crystal shards, magical shards, and 200 magical lightstone crystals. With this, you can then simple alchemy it with the life crystal and vital crystal combined to get a combined version, which gives +7 life XP and +15 life skill mastery. Then we have the Elixirs Draughts and perfumes being added. So these are the extra AP against Edania monsters elixirs, also with the appropriate Harmony Draught upgrade. These are made with Sinner's Blood, Trace of Nature, Old Tree Bark, Clear Liquid Reagent, and Kharazad Tree Sap. The Kharazad Tree Sap can be obtained by gathering fluid from the Spirit-laden Kharazad trees or from production nodes, which we get to in a little bit. They've also added the simple alchemy recipes for these, for the harmonies effectively. They are added as a Guru medicine box, but I doubt it will be worthwhile. They've also added the Perfume of Envy and Perfume of Tenacity, which are higher tier perfumes with stronger effects than the Courage and Deep Sea, respectively. These are also exist in an immortal version, and they also added the alchemy recipes for these. So after mining after defeating coral stoneback crabs, you get the Rusalka's coral again, as mentioned. And this can be used to craft the Essence of Endure and the perfumes. So this requires Traces of Nature, Red Tree Lump, Clear Liquid Reagent, Oil of Corruption, and 30 corals for 1 Perfume of Envy. And the same thing goes for the Perfume of Tenacity. In this case, it is Pure Powder Reagent and Oil of Regeneration. Otherwise, and Spirit Leaves, but the Trace of Nature, it remains the same. They've also added a simple alchemy recipe to upgrade Perfumes of Courage and Deep Seas. This is done using Kharazad essence. This is gotten by lumbering or fluid collecting from Kharazad trees, which is effectively 1 Perfume of Courage, 3 Shining Powder, and 10 of this Kharazad essence. This goes the same for the Perfume of Deep Sea upgrade, going to the Tenacity. We do have some central market prices, which I'm just going to be scrolling through. Pretty much standard pricing on the Lightstones. Up to 5 billion on the Lightstone of Fire Twisted being the absolute max. The amplified Lightstones will be listable up to their respective prices, effectively going a little bit above the current max price. Rusalka's Corals goes up to 1 million Kharazad Essence as well. Herald's Crystals up to 50, and the Flawless Herald's Crystal up to 5 billion. They've also added 20 new types of furniture in the Edania region. These are craftable in the All's Revelation 2 in Edania. So we have some floor decorations for the location. Then we also have some wall ornaments, wall lamps, a Hand of the Ancient Ator, Ancient Relic Altar. Then also some wardrobes, sofas, tables. Finally, some lights with the sanctuary, chandeliers, mounted lamps, and iron wall candle stand. A bed and a chair. You can get the... you need to obtain these by crafting in the furniture shop, or you can also go to the Hakinza Sanctuary Furniture Dealer to buy some of these for silver. There are some new nodes and production nodes, so all nodes will be 1 CP. Among the Edania's nodes, All's Revelation and Shore of Ruins each have houses where you can invest contribution. All's Revelation has 1 to 4. Ashen Eagle's Outpost 1 to 2. These houses cannot be used as residences, but can be used as workers' lodging, storage expansion, or for crafting processed goods. We have some Traces of Nature and colored crystals, then also titanium ore, vanadium ore in different locations with a different crystal being available. What is more interesting is the Platera Mountains lumbering. We have the Elder Tree Timber with Bloody Tree Knot and Elder Tree Sap. But the biggest important ones are the Ancient Ruins lumbering, which is twice the Kharazad Tree Timber, Kharazad Tree Sap, and Spirit Slave. And again, we have 3 more nodes for Elder Tree Timber and a different secondary Monk's Branch, Bloody Tree Knots. And then finally, we have a fish drying yard for 4 new local fish in a dried variant. They've added a wood workshop and fish workshop in Edania. The traded items that can be produced at the wood workshop and fish workshop are as follows: Kharazad Tree Plywood, Kharazad Tree Timber Crate, and Edania Timber Crate. So here we see Kharazad Tree Timber being used and Kharazad Tree Plywood with Elder Tree Plywood. The Fish Workshop has effectively the dried versions of the localized fish. There are new fish species being added as well, both in freshwater and saltwater. So here we see some green grade fish, blue grade, and yellow grade, and finally two red grade, which is the polka dot stingray and pinecone fish. They've also updated the target species for the weekly fishing contest to include these new fish. Pretty much with the typical, if you catch the largest fish, you get the title. Gatherable resources, they did get mentioned a few times, so we have Caphras trees being available. You can effectively get log, Caphras tree timber, and tree plank. Spirit-laden Caphras trees have the same, but they also add the Caphras tree sap and Caphras essence. Then we have the Encelar mountain sheep, which effectively give regular sheep blood, hide, sheep hide, and lamb meat. Caphras snake, which give snake meat and cobra blood. And then finally we have the coral stoneback crabs for the Brazalcus coral crystals, coral pieces, rough blue crystals, rough translucent crystals, platinum ore, silver ore, and rough stones. You can still obtain gathering items such as fairy powder and fairy's breath as usual. The spirit-laden Caphras trees respawn 3.5 times faster than other trees, and snowfield cedar trees in the Mountain of Eternal Winter now respawn as well 3.5 times faster. Here we can see an example of the spirit-laden Caphras tree and the coral stoneback crab. Existing gatherable items that are also available. We have the elder trees being in the location, shrubs, wild herbs, thickets, and rocks. The rocks include vanadium ore, powder of darkness, and melted vanadium shards, and titanium ore, powder of darkness, and again the shards. Then we're going into class changes. Berserker's Giant Sleep. They improved an issue with consecutive leaps not activating. Kunoichi Black Spirit Lunar Dash. There was an issue where the character would pass through enemies without collision. Striker Mystic Twisted Collision. They fixed an issue where landing animations would play without airborne movements. Dark Knight Prime Lunacy of the Vidir. There was an issue with the Vidir's Dogma effect not applying when comboing the skill. This has been fixed. Dark Knight Imperious Command fixed an issue where the Mark Explosion effect would activate even if the target was not branded. They also fixed an issue where it could not be locked. Dark Knight Succession Imperious Command. They changed the description to correctly state the evasion decrease effect duration as 10 seconds instead of 5. Dark Knight Enforcement, Wheel of Fortune, Lunacy of the Vidir. There was an issue with the effects of Imperious Command being applied twice. Lawn Black Spirit, Eradication, and Bleeding Hearts. They fixed the sound in the skill demos. Lawn Eradication, there was an issue where sound would not play when comboing from Bloody Stride. Sagecore Spearbolt, they fixed an issue where the knockdown debuff would not apply in PvP when comboing into Spearbolt from Kiev State. Corsair Pirate's Life for Me fixed an issue where sound would not play in the following situations when reusing the skill during cooldown and when triggering extra attacks by pressing F. In the case of Flow Earth Render Patraka. Dosa Reverse Blade Waltz, they fixed an issue where movements were unnatural. Deadeye from Canary with Love, there was an issue where Super Armor effect would not apply mid-cast. They also fixed an issue where pull push effects would not activate on other characters in PvP. This is for Valkyrie's Black Spirit, Blitz Stab, Mystic's Infinite Fortitude, Dragon's Rip, and Sweeping Kick. Nova, Star's Ring, and Black Spirit, Star's Call, and Corsair, Black Spirit's Crows and Mark. They also added an adventure journal, which reflects the 10 years of Journey in the Black Desert. Volume 1, effectively hear about adventurers who lost their memory, max plus 103 HP. Then Chapter 2, Serendia, Head to the Eerie Wailing, which is plus 1 DP. Calphion, Examine the Castle Overseeing Eagle, all AP plus 1 family-wide. And then Seek Someone to Open Dialogue at Salsam's Garrison, and Adventurer Collection Words Are Weak. Volume 2 is effectively a continuation with the Valencia, Kamasovia, Drig, and Odalita having their respective chapters with extra rewards and Adventurer's Collection. This continues in Volume 3 with Mountain of Eternal Winter, Land of the Morning Light, Lukita, and The Adventure Goes On. The Completion Reward and Adventurer's Collection is gathered by adventurers exploring various territories. So here we have Words Are Weak, Got More, Good Morning, Where Am I, Be My Buddy, All Mine Now, Unyielding, The Forgetful One, and To Be Continued. Item-wise, with the new system, extra AP against monsters will be added as a bonus when you pretty much have 310 or higher. With this, the Deboreka Earring and a Boreal version, the AP has gone up from 19 to 20. In the case of the Kharazad, if you're at Hex or above, you also get plus 1 AP compared to before. Some outfits you could also equip with the Equip and Tailoring coupon. This was used to increase your display DP. This has now been deleted. So if you use an Equip and Tailoring coupon on these items before the August 21 maintenance, you'll receive silver equal to the coupon's value during the August 29th maintenance. This is for all of these clothes, which includes the alchemists, craftsmen, cooks, trainers, hunters, apprentice traders, skilled traders, professional traders, apprentice gatherers, skilled gatherers, professional gatherers, apprentice fishers, skilled professional farmers' clothes, and professional sailor clothes. They also added the Edania expansion coupon options in the following boxes for the Choose Your Resplendent Storage box, Choose Your Resplendent Stable box, and Choose Your Resplendent Workers Lodging box. Other Monster Zone changes, or Zekia Ovia, they changed the spawn locations of the monsters in Money Realm to match those outside. They also changed the respawn time of these monsters to match the outside. They've also changed the entry method to use a button consistent with the standard Money Realm instead of entering through NPC chat. They've also changed so that the elapsed time is now displayed after entering, and it's changed so the Money Realm can only be entered when the available usage time is full. The time spent inside Orzeki instance does not reduce your available usage time. So you can't grind Marnie somewhere else and then go there and do another hour in Marnie. You do need to have the time available, even though it does not reduce it. They've also fixed the Marnie Realm UI, so they added Orzeki Elvia and Edania in Marnie's Realm. And it's changed so that the exclusive entry items are required to enter these. So for Edania, you have the different castle scrolls, and in Orzeki Elvia, the Gem of Void. They've also changed it so daggers not matching the required difficulty, normal and Elvia, cannot be used in Ataraxian. Quests and Knowledge, they've added a new quest to the Leveling A quest line to help adventurers level up faster. These will be available to accept and complete after the August 28th maintenance. You can only complete the Leveling A Break-In Limits 2 and Silent Lumbering Origin Defense Gear once per family. So here we have the Leveling Aid giving you some advice of Alps. And then we have the second one handing over a deck to Vala Defense Gear for a Silent Fallen God or Slumbering Origin armor in one of the forms. This is great if you do not have one yet. If you already have them, then you could try to sell and just get that one, but the prices have tanked. They've also doubled the HP recovery every 2 seconds amount during story scenes. The HP recovery buff from the Moon Aura and Black Shrine Party remains unchanged. They've also added a chat button to the Soul Magia in Sika's Garden, so that you can now use this button to return to Sika's Glare if you haven't completed or are currently progressing through the Roar of the Waves quest. The quest will be available to accept and complete after the August 28th maintenance, moving to Valha's Heart. You need to own the Valha's Dried Fang, and then you're progressing Valha's Dried Fang. Same thing for moving to Valha's Head. They've also improved quest guidance so that after completing the first condition of Ataraxian Expectations versus Reality quest, you are now directed to the location in Valha's Thread. The collection of tales has been renamed to Adventure Log. The Adventure Log icon has also been updated. You can press the Adventure Log icon and choose and view either the Land of the Morning Light or Edania Adventure Log. Node and Conquest Wars, they've adjusted HP for forwards and annexes in Construction Occupation Wars. So here we have Occupation Node War in Tier 1, forts going up by 11%, annexes going up by 15% DP, Indomitable Flag going up by 33% HP and 11% DP. In the case of Tier 2, the DP increase is a bit lower at 8.7 for forts, annexes at plus 11, and the Indomitable Flag being only at plus 10% AP. And then finally, in Uncapped, forts are up by 8.3% DP, annexes by 10, and the Indomitable Flag by plus 9%. In the case of Construction War, Tier 2 Medaya, the forts are going up by 8.7, the annexes by 11, and then finally Barricade, Iron Barricades, Flimsy Barricades, Wooden Fence Gates going up by 9%. And then in Unlimited, in the same order, forts by 7.35, annexes by 10%, and the barricades by 8.3%. They've also improved so that winning the Valencia Conquest War now grants the Sealed Traces of Dooms. You can now obtain the Trace of Dooms times 12 from the Guild Sealed Trace of Dooms. Accordingly, Doomcaller can now be summoned with the Guild Doomcaller's Oath during the Valencia Conquest Wars. The Sealed Trace of Doom 1 has been sent through the storage of the Alliance and Guild Set 1 after June 26th, and there has also been distributed for each Valencia Conquest War victory. NPC backgrounds and sounds, they've changed the login server selection background via video to the Demon Realm background. They added the following music to the Marnie Wave. Oh, they're finally updating something. In celebration to the Edania update, 5 new vocal theme tracks, Scholar, Dos Edeni, 10th Anniversary Tribute, and Edania, and 8 new Heidel Calcium Ball Celebration themed tracks. UI-wise, they added an integrated event UI that lets you view all events in a single pop-up. You can access this UI from the menu reward. Each event displays basic information about its reward items. You can also open dedicated windows for more details and navigate directly to the relevant NPCs. Pressing the magnifying glass in the top right, which is visible here, takes you to the event details page, and if an event has 5 days or less remaining, an ending soon icon will appear next to it in the list. Oh, there we go. A sort of time. Actually, I should zoom this in and move this over a little bit. I'm still slowly fixing things. Here we can also see the shortcut for that UI. They've updated the game's shortcut icons. They also fixed an issue where enhancements exceed failed messages for Tuvala gear were still being displayed. System-wise, they changed so that the navigation to Edania is now available from certain nearby areas in the Ross Sea region. No translation changes. Then we have some modifications and changes for the gamepad mode. Also some fixes for Crocodilo, where it would appear as Dina after using certain skills. They also fixed an issue where Wings disappearance effect would trigger when using Quick Stop. They fixed an issue where the Argonauts appearance would display when using Quick Stop. Also, Wings remaining visible. Dark Flame Steps could be used after drift while in desert or water. Fixed an issue that prevented Crocodilo from moving in cliff water areas. Also fixed an issue where Doom's effect would appear alongside Argonauts. Fixed an issue where it could not use Earth of Life while in place outside of a desert. It also fixed an issue where it did not receive fall damage immunity effect when using triple jump. This hopefully fixed it for other horses as well. Otherwise, you just still need to press E. They fixed an issue where the Dark Flame Steps could be used after moving sideways on water. They changed the stat limit descriptions for the Node Wars. Also an issue with the Tribute Wagons not being able to be attacked. There was also an issue with attempting to interact while in a party during the final Gladius. Megu, there was a effect position being awkward on the Arsha's proof title. Then they fixed some more issues where red aiming points would activate at an unreachable distance when trying to tame a horse. There was also an issue with the knowledge gain and higher knowledge gain buffs from consumable items not being applied. This is supposedly be fixed. They also fixed an issue where line breaks in the detailed description of display DP caused overlapping text. Fixed issues where ship type text at the wharf manager was displayed with ellipses. Rangers, they fixed an issue where the appearance of hips was unnatural when riding a horse wearing the summer getaway bikini. On Kunoichi, they fixed an issue with the shimmering effect not appearing on the eyes when wearing Nightcat helmet. They also fixed an issue where the red gauge did not return to yellow after pruning or killing pests. There was also an issue with no messages being displayed when canceling crystal preset ranges, moving to Black Shrine or the Manor. There was also an issue with the Dream Horse message that was fixed. They fixed an issue where the expanded pet group did not appear on the quick slot list. Fixed an issue where item icons was not displayed in the top notification. Fixed an issue where the family names of adventurers were displayed in the top notification messages on Arsha Anonymous. And some issues where the icon was not displayed when the new max fish length was recorded. And finally, they fixed an issue where the messages for guild item presentation was not displayed correctly. Then we're going into events. See you in Edania with limited time Twitch drops. I will be streaming shortly after this. You watch any stream in the Black Desert category for 1 hour or 2 hours, you get an enhancement help kit and advice of safety, or advice of immortality and some extra Black Desert drop seals. This will run, this will replace the previous drops until September 4th. Then we have the Edania, A Land of Chaos and Order, which is a screenshot event running from now to September 4th. So set out to Edania now and snap your best shots in the screenshot mode and then upload them to the ad region Edania as a post title and select the event tag. Then upload your photo in the forum, art and media /event section. If your post does not meet the requirements, you will not receive the rewards, but if it does, You will get an Old Moon Fortune Scroll, Energy Gourd Bottles, Item Collection Scroll, and Secret Book of Florin. Then we have the packages on the official website being 90% or 50% reduced again, and same thing going for the bundles. Then also on Steam, we have a sales period until September 4th, with Black Desert being 90% off for 99 cents effectively, and the bundles also being 50% off across the board. Then we have Patrigios Secret Shop opening up, Advice of Valks plus 300 Dream Horse boxes. This is going to run till September 4th. He can be found in each of these cities at night. Stop the video if you want to double check the location. The energy cost is currently half during the event, and if you spend 25 energies to buy items for silver with the prices being shown below. Here we go, we have the Advice of Valks going for 15.8 bill with a max price of 23.7. Again, I'm going to be slowly scrolling through these. These are just a different Advices of Valks. Then we have another highlight, the Choose Your Horse Emblem Dream Horse Box for 12 or 18 billion. Millennial Wild Ginseng for 6.5 to 9.75. Then we have the Old Garmoth Horn, Weapon Exchange coupons, Crocodilo gear sets, Imperial Steeds, Cronstone boxes, and more. There we go. Then we have Clear Etherion and get your Duskwing from now until September 4th. If you pick up the Edania main questline and finish the Etherion, the Shattered Piece, once you complete this quest, you will effectively get a Choose Your Duskwing Calling Horn box again. This challenge can be completed once per family and will be removed during the September 4th maintenance. And then both the box and the Golden Blues Duskwing 14 days will be removed on September 18th at the latest. Again, you can choose between the Golden and Blue Duskwing. Then we finally go into the Pearl Shop update. So we have product updates. The Blacksmith Shiny boxes are being extended until September 4th. Then we have the Hakinza Sanctuary storages, 1, 4, and 8 slots being introduced. Hakinza Sanctuary Stable, +1 expansion coupon. Sanctuary Coastal Outpost Wharf, +1 expansion coupon. Hakinza Sanctuary Worker Lodging, +1. Then we have the Patrigios Apparel Bag being added as a permanent for 300 loyalties with 2 purchases. This will resets monthly. Then we have the Special Premium Pack 1 for 45% off, which is 8 premium outfits, Advice of Valks 150, some Hunkers, and another coupon. Special Premium Pack 2, 4 outfits, Advice of Valks, Dim Origins, and Apparel coupon. Edania Special Premium Pack, 50% off for 30,600 pearls for 9 outfit boxes. And then you can also get to choose a Choose Your Premium Outfit ×9 with Ultimate Premium Enhancement box, or Choose Your Premium Outfit ×9 with Artisan's Memory, or Advice of Valks 200 and a 20% coupon. This is also not available in Belgium and Netherlands. Edania Progression Support Pack, 50% off for a Premium Outfit Resplendent Journey box, Blessing of Old Moon, Advice of Valks 150 and a 20% coupon. Edania Adventure Support Pack, again, Blessing of Old Moon Pack, Choose Your Resplendent Journey box and Resplendent Storage box, Magical Elixir box. Artisan's Memory Pack, as usual, being available with Artisan's Memories. The same for Artisan Memory Pack 2, nothing special there. There is a discount on the Thea's Grace Pack, which is 10 Thea's Orbs, 30% off for 1,750 pearls, with another 50 Layla's Petals being given. Then there's additional discounts, -20% off the Crystal Restore Count coupon. This is permanent. This is available until September 4th. The Naftar Campsite is 20% off, so if you have another coupon, you can combine this to get the savings down even more. The weight category will also be 30% off until September 4th. And then finally, a 30% off character and family inventory slots. And with that, let's get into Edania and have a good time. Good luck on all your pre-orders, orders, drops, everything in Edania. And let's have some fun with this update.